I sneaked onto my brother's game account. His teammates roasted me like I wasn't even as good as my grandma's old foot wraps. I was going to apologize and save face, only to realize the one trash-talking me was my secret crush. To make it worse, he confessed to my brother in-game, and right then I was duo queuing with him on my brother's account. He suddenly announced in the game chat that I was his girlfriend. Meanwhile, my brother was right beside me, staring daggers at the screen. Weekend at home. I snuck onto my brother's account. After getting headshotted 25 times, one teammate finally lost patience and turned on his mic. You play this bad, and even my grandma's foot wraps would outplay you. Guilty as charged. I unmuted and whispered an apology. Sorry. After a few seconds of silence on his end, he muted again. That night, when I sneaked back on, I saw his status update. I totally deserve this. Sad. Number 3. Go camp A site. A warm male voice came through my headset. I spun my character in circles, completely lost. A site? I was still staring at the map when the screen went dark and a giant eliminated flashed across it. Headshot again. I checked the scoreboard 0250. Not even an assist. Bro, you a spy sent by the other team or what? You play this bad and even my grandma's foot wraps would outplay you. They kept chirping in my ears. I pressed my lips together, legs wobbling with guilt for dragging them down, and unmuted to whisper, I'm sorry. After a dead, quiet beat. A teammate with the ID, Heartless Big Lizard, muted and left the lobby. Great. I literally made someone rage quit. After dinner, I was eating fruit on the couch while bursts of gunfire and a familiar voice carried from the bedroom. Number 3. There's a medkit. I'll grab it for you. This gun slaps. Number 3. I'll ping it. Come take it. Anyone touches number 3. They've got beef with me. My brother was cracked. So cracked his teammates funneled him all the loot. That's my bro. Belle, take the cold medicine to your brother. Mum called. I swallowed my fruit, grabbed the meds, and headed to his room. As I opened the door, the gunfire got even louder. I set the pills on the desk. Tony, Mom said take your medicine. He'd gone drinking a couple days ago, caught a chill, and woke up hoarse. He pointed at the desk, telling me to leave it there. I said nothing and slipped out. Just as the door was about to close, Heartless Big Lizard spoke again. Number 3, you're actually not bad. My grandma's old foot wraps aren't as good as you. I winced for a few seconds, then shut the door. With only 2 months till the college entrance exam, my parents had banned me from gaming. I could only pray my brother didn't notice too soon. After taking the cold meds, my brother went to sleep. I'd finished my practice tests, so I quietly logged back into his account. The moment I got on, Heartless Big Lizard sent a party invite. But I was way too noob. Better not. I declined and clicked into his profile. Staring at the wall of honors, I sucked in a breath. If he ever queued against me, he'd turn my head into Swiss cheese. When my eyes drifted to his feed, I paused. He'd posted, I seriously deserve this. I couldn't help but snort. Then a message popped up. Big Lizard again. Cue a match. I'll carry. I checked the time and replied, if I feed, don't flame me. He shot back instantly. I won't flame you. If anyone flames you, I'll flame them back. With only a month and a half till exams, my brother took me to his campus the day he went on a business trip. His campus crush was filming a promo for the school. My brother folded his arms and pointed at the girl in a white dress on stage. See her, that's your future sister-in-law. Like she'd ever look your way. Watch your mouth! He jabbed a finger at the guy beside her in a white shirt. That's my mortal enemy, Jason. He's worthy of standing next to our Cindy. I followed his gaze. The guy in the white shirt stood in the sun, holding a trophy clean cut. Striking. The kind of pretty that makes you stare. Bro, got his contact? Your little sis wants to roast him for you. Nope. Who'd bother with him? Jason kept speaking on stage. Calm smile in place. His voice sounded oddly familiar. Someone asked, Jason, you're a junior now. Do you have a girlfriend? He just shook his head. No. Something inside me suddenly clicked. Isabel, was going to get Jason to fall for me. As exams drew near, I finished my practice sets and went to chill. My brother had been buried in his thesis for over a month. Looked like he finally had a breather. I was lazily snacking on the couch when my brother's shriek exploded from his room. What the? I'm straight as an arrow, the straightest of straight dudes. You say you like me? Bro, are you out of your mind? I stood up, shaking like a leaf, and peeked into his room to find him on mic, arguing with someone. No, my account wasn't hacked. You're the one who's a girl, man. I'm packing, okay? Don't believe me? I can send proof. Panic prickled my neck. I pressed the doorframe and whispered, Bro, what's going on? He was fuming. Some rando friend from the game calls himself Big Lizard, insists I'm a girl and just confessed to me. After a long silence, I slipped away. Lizard bro, I'm so sorry. Once I finish the exams, I swear I'll bring my sorry hide and apologize properly. The day they ended, my parents bought me a new PC and phone. First thing I did at home was download the game, log into my brother's account, and open Heartless Big Lizard's profile. He hadn't logged in for over half a month. His latest update was from the night he confessed to my brother. It was 2 a.m. that night. He posted twice. Got hacked just now, sorry. 10 minutes later, this account is sold. I scrolled in silence. He'd literally ditched the whole account. I'd really messed up. But if he'd sold it, how was I supposed to explain? Forget it. I never touched my brother's account again and registered my own. When scores came out, I hugged my laptop and screamed I'd crushed it. I even got into Jason's university. Bagging the campus god was just a matter of time. To chase him, I picked his major too. I was in the cafeteria eating with my roommates when Julia nudged me. Hey, Belle, your hubby. I looked up and almost spit my rice. Jason, he's not my hubby. How do you even know I like him? We'd only been in school a month. Julia's voice dropped to a guilty whisper. You were talking in your sleep last night. After a long beat, I glanced back at Jason. He was balancing a tray, looking for a seat. Just a plain grey hoodie. Yet he stood out like a spotlight. Picture perfect. Julia called my name a few times before I snapped out of it. Belle! Our department's Glory Showdown tournament last week. Jason's playing too. She was scrolling like mad. I signed you up. I'm awful. Can you not? Before I could finish, she flipped her phone around. Big, bold letters. Registration successful. Great. Time to get roasted again about being worse than someone's grandma's foot wraps. On grouping day, the department ran a solo free-for-all in Glory Showdown. Afterward, we could form squads of 5 however we wanted. I'd trained with Lizard Bro for half a month, so I at least knew the map. I was planting at B when a burst of gunfire shredded me from behind. Dead again. 3-1-8-1. A few kills, an assist mostly feeding. When the FFA ended, everyone started forming teams. With stats like that, I was officially the unwanted bronze bot. No clue how Jason did. I was brooding when a DM popped up on my screen. Hey, whoever hits me is a dog. We're short one. Wanna join? My eyes lit up. Then I hesitated and typed, I'm really bad. If you don't mind, I'm in. He answered in a heartbeat. How bad could it be? We've got a carry. Feed all you want. There are still good people in this world. The 5 of us partied up, added each other, and the captain cued a match. Everyone greeted me warmly. Everyone except a guy named Happy Donkey Flatbread, who hadn't said a word. Probably shy. Fair enough. The game started. First match, my KDA was 0174. Everyone said it was fine. Second match, 21531 kill I stole. One I finished on a sliver of HP. Third match, 0196. Staring at a scoreboard that still hadn't opened my kill count, I sheepishly opened team chat. I'm really sorry, guys. If you're that mad, you can just report me. Honestly, letting them blow off steam was all I had. To my surprise, the guy who hadn't said a word, Happy Donkey Flatbread, finally typed, I won't. What a good guy. I was touched, because in this game, you can't report friends. And just like that, my last shred of hope died. Another teammate called Monkey with the Red Butt chimed in to comfort me. Bro, don't listen to him. What year are you in? What's your major? What's your name? Maybe we can team up in person sometime. Team up in person? Sure, why not? I typed back. Freshman, law major, Isabel. I'm usually free on weekends. Same major. Junior here. I'm a girl. A girl? The chat went silent for a while before the reply came. Tomorrow's Saturday, noon, at the cafe by the school gate. I'll be wearing a navy blue t-shirt. I replied. Okay, and logged off. The next day, I took my laptop and headed to the cafe near the school gate. As soon as I walked in, I spotted 3 guys in a corner, sipping coffee and playing on their laptops. One of them was in a navy blue t-shirt. I walked over, hugging my computer. Hi. The guy in the blue shirt looked up, mid-sip and nearly choked. No way you're... Whoever hits me is a dog? I gave a polite smile. Yeah. Didn't expect you to be such a stunner. He put down his cup, stood up quickly, and said, Sit, sit. I'll get you something to drink. They all took turns introducing themselves. The one who'd spoken was Monkey with the Red Butt, real name Carlos. The 4 of them were doormates, so their squad just needed one more person, but it seemed someone was missing. I asked, Where's the other guy? Oh, that's Happy Donkey Flatbread. No idea what possessed him to pick that name. He had something to do this morning. Should be here soon. Got it. After a bit of small talk, we queued for a match. The map was huge, and I got lost almost immediately running in circles with the bomb, clueless where to plant. And then I realized I was the last one alive. What now? Plant at B site. Hide in the B tunnel. Scope in on the window at 3 o'clock. The cool voice came from right behind me. I froze, barely daring to blink, and just followed orders. Shoot. The moment he said it, I clicked my mouse. Headshot. I actually got a kill. Switch to your pistol. Footsteps behind you, careful. I swiped the mouse to turn around, and sure enough, someone was there. 2 shots, another kill. Someone's defusing. Swap back to your sniper. Aim at the bomb. I obeyed again. Triple kill. Match over. We won. No surprise there. I nearly jumped out of my seat. Jason? You took long enough. The familiar name made my whole body stiffen. Dear God, you do love me Jason's on my team? When I turned around, I was as quiet as a kitten, then flashed my best prepared smile. Hi, Jason. I'm Isabel. He didn't even look at me, just sat down nearby with his laptop. Let's start. My grin froze halfway. Maybe all hot guys are like this. Once Jason joined, the difficulty spiked instantly. I must have died 100 times that afternoon. Feeling guilty, I said. Sorry, guys. I'll practice more later. Carlos nudged Jason. Hey man, you're so cracked, why not coach her a bit? I don't duo with girls. Jason calmly closed his laptop. Carlos clicked his tongue. Didn't you used to... He shut up, mid-sentence, under Jason's death stare. After Jason left, I asked, Monkey bro, what's his deal? Long story short, Jason once liked a girl he gamed with all the time. When he confessed, she turned out to have the voice of a middle-aged dude. Must have been using a voice changer to catfish him. I slammed the table. That's so messed up. May he eat instant noodles without the seasoning packet forever. The guys burst out laughing. I had class that evening. After class, I rushed back to the dorm to get more practice. No time for dinner, so I made instant noodles to fill up. When I logged in, I saw Jason was online too. I sent a game invite to Happy Donkey Flatbread and started tearing open the noodle packet. I pulled out the brick of noodles, no seasoning, no veggies, nothing but crumbs. You've got to be kidding me. Just as I cursed my luck, my screen lit up again. Your invitation was declined. God, you really do treat me thinner than donkey flatbread. Still, I swallowed my pride and messaged Jason. Master, please carry me. I'll do whatever you want. A couple minutes later, just when I'd given up, his reply popped up. Join. I froze for a few seconds before accepting the invite. So this was my first step forward, right? Jason carried me hard. We won 5 games in a row. With him crushing the other side, even my stats looked decent. I was feeling all smug when his message came. I've got a sure win trick to teach you. I typed excitedly. Okay! He started a new game, led me to a corner, then sent. Wait here till they drop their guard. Camp this spot. So basically, a dirty play. I replied. Senior, isn't that kinda cheap? He instantly wrote back. All's fair in war. I laughed out loud, then saw his next message. You still mean what you said earlier? Earlier? It hit me. He meant when I said I'd agree to anything. I typed back, of course. Half a minute later, his message arrived. Just a few words. Pretend to be my girlfriend. Girlfriend? Pretend. I replied. When? Why? He shot back. When I need you. Thanks. Going to bed. So polite. But how did I end up selling myself over a video game? That weekend at home, my brother was gaming in his room. After a break, I sat across from him, booting up my own laptop to practice. But as soon as I logged in, a message popped up from Jason. Pretend to be my girlfriend, starting now. Like it was a job shift. I reluctantly typed back. Okay. Then he added, add my other account ID. Heartless Big Lizard. Heartless Big Lizard. That name rang a terrifying bell. I hesitated. Can usernames repeat in this game? Jason replied. No. My mind went blank, but my hands kept moving. I searched for Heartless Big Lizard, only one account. Same walls of trophies as before. I sent a friend request, instantly accepted. I couldn't help but type, did this account ever get hacked? Jason replied, no. I wanted to ask more, but Jason had already invited me to a match. 10 seconds later, someone else joined the lobby. The username looked eerily familiar. Wait, that's my brother's account. And right then, my brother grinned and said, whoever hits me is a dog. Who the hell uses such a dumb name? My knees nearly gave out. It really was him? Before I could react, Jason typed in the chat. Got hacked last time. I have a girlfriend now. My scalp tingled. My brother replied, bro, don't mess with me. I'm scared to game with you. Then I got a private message from Jason. Call me baby. Now. My face went up in flames. Did I really have to? My hands trembled as I typed. Okay, let's start, bah. But before I could finish baby, my brother suddenly got up and leaned over with a grin. What you watching? Why's your face so red? I slammed my laptop shut. Just a show! Gotta go, bro! I bolted to my room. A minute later, I heard him choking on his drink, laughing outside. Kids these days! I clutched my chest and opened my laptop. then froze. In team chat, I'd sent, "Okay, let's start, Daddy." My brother's scare had made my hand slip. I wanted to go out, buy a brick of tofu, and bash my head in. Forget stairs. Forget elevators. Straight down. I opened Jason's chat window to explain, but he'd already started the game. I played the whole match trembling like a leaf. When it ended, before I could say anything, Jason DM'd, "Thanks, but next time, don't go that far. It's inappropriate." The misunderstanding couldn't be worse. I typed, deleted, retyped, then gave up. After agonizing for a while, I realized Jason was already offline. "Dude, I didn't want to call you Dad either." Back at school that night, I lay in bed wondering whether to tell him I'd been the one using my brother's account all along. But with that new idea of his, he probably hated me by now. No way. Not telling him. I'd just win him over in real life. As for my brother, absolutely not. With his big mouth, if he found out Jason, the guy who confessed to him, was my crush, he'd announce it over the campus radio. Ugh. I'll sleep on it. It was Monday. At lunch, my brother texted me, asking me to bring him a bottle of water at the basketball court. I carried it over, but didn't see him, only Jason. A crowd had gathered around the court. In a white t-shirt and dark shorts, Jason effortlessly sank a three-pointer. "Isabel!" A shout came from the other side. I turned my brother. He jogged over, dripping with sweat. I gave him a look. "You're too lazy to move at home, and now you're suddenly Mr. Basketball." He raised an eyebrow toward the field beside the court. "Your sister-in-law's practicing cheerleading there. Gotta show her how her future boyfriend schools Jason." "Schools Jason?" I turned just in time to realize Jason was the one playing against him. My brother ruffled my hair. "I'm up. Cheer for your brother, yeah?" I smiled and nodded, then slipped over to Jason's side to cheer instead. In the end, Jason lost by a single point. Watching him drenched in sweat, I jogged over and handed him the bottle, smiling sweetly. "Here, senior. Water." He wiped his face, cheeks flushed, and said flatly as he walked, "Thanks, but no need. I've got one." I hurried after him. "But I brought it just for you, senior." Jason didn't take it. Carlos did, grinning as he grabbed it. "He doesn't want it. I'll take it." "Thanks, Junior." The two of them walked off, one after another. "Fine. Next time, I'll bring him something he doesn't already have." My brother came over, changed clothes, and held out his hand. "Give it." "What?" "The water I asked you to bring." I watched Jason's back disappear and sighed softly before turning to my brother. "It's too hot." The water evaporated. "No, Isabel. Say one more word and I'll tell Mom and Dad." "Good sister, your brother's just naturally not a water drinker." Another month passed. Jason and I were still comrades in arms, our relationship frozen in place. But I'd really been trying. Even Carlos could tell I liked him. So much for that. A girl chasing a guy is like a thin veil. Nonsense, this one was made of bricks. That afternoon, after class, it suddenly started pouring. I had an umbrella and was about to leave when I spotted Jason under the eaves. Waiting for the rain to stop, he tilted his head up toward the dark clouds, tall and striking. Nearly 6'2", standing out in the crowd. His expression was unreadable. "No umbrella, huh?" "Opportunity." I walked up, tugging gently at his sleeve. Jason looked at me, his gaze clearing a little, one brow lifting. "What is it?" I smiled. "I've got an umbrella. Let's go, I'll walk you." "No, not even a second of hesitation." "Then let me lend you mine." You like me?" Jason turned his head abruptly, the words cold and sharp. I froze, then nodded honestly. "Yeah. Sorry. I'm not interested in you, and I never will be. Not in this lifetime. He paused before adding, and I have zero interest in being the other man. My mind went blank. My thoughts tangled into knots I couldn't untie. The other man? What the hell? There's got to be some kind of misunderstanding. I started, but Jason was already walking away, straight into the downpour without a backward glance. And just like that, I got rejected by Jason in front of half the campus. I held the umbrella and drifted back to the dorm like a ghost. Didn't sleep a wink that night. The next morning, trudging to my 8 a.m. class, I regretted it. Regretted losing sleep over a guy. I was half dead all morning and about to pass out when class was nearly over. Then a soft voice spoke above me. "Are you Isabel?" I mumbled. "Yeah," the girl continued. "I heard you're teamed with Jason for the Glory Showdown. Could we swap?" Considering how awkward things were with Jason, I was more than happy to oblige. "Sure," I said. She didn't respond, but I soon heard another girl's whisper. "Told you she'd say yes." She ran after Jason with an umbrella that day, only for him to reject her straight up in front of everyone. Total social death. If it were me, I'd transfer schools. Another voice chimed in. "Yeah, and I heard she sucks at the game too. Just sleeps all day. Probably just got lucky being matched with Jason." "Well, not anymore. Jason's all yours, Jessica." Hearing them gossip about me, I sat up and stared at the three girls chatting. "Hold on." The one in the middle froze. You weren't asleep. You said I'm bad at the game. Guess we'll see in a match, won't we?" Honestly, giving up the team spot wasn't a big deal. The tournament wasn't until next month. They'd have time to sync up. And things between Jason and me were awkward anyway, but their words were way too harsh. The girl in the middle snapped, "Fine, bring it on." I checked my watch. "I'll grab my laptop. Meet me at the cafe by the school gate at 12:30. We both showed up on time. Julia whispered beside me, "Belle, if it looks bad, I'll accidentally shut your laptop and say it crashed. Then we run." I shot her a confident look. But reality hit hard. My account was barely 2 months old, my skills were fine, but my gear and perks were nowhere near hers. Still, I managed to draw. I knew I was better. She just had way better gear. She crossed her arms and smirked. "Best 2 out of 3. Don't cry when you lose. I'll switch accounts. Trash is trash, doesn't matter which account." I kept quiet. I didn't have a high-level account, but my brother did. He'd spent enough money on it that it was about time it did me a favor. Once I logged in as him, the match got way easier. I even headshotted her a few times the moment she peeked. When I evened the score, she slammed her mouse. "You're cheating! Why are you using someone else's account?" "It's not someone else's. It's my brother's." "Your brother?" I folded my arms, smiling. "Yeah, Tony. The guy who wiped the floor with Jason on the basketball court last month." "Shh," she snorted. "Final round if you lose. You give me your spot." "Deal." I studied her route and ambushed her in her usual path. The moment she stepped out, I opened fire. She nearly jumped out of her chair. "You!" "What about me? Who's bullying my underclassmen here?" A female voice called out. I turned to see a woman in leather pants and jacket strolling over, pulling off her sunglasses. The confidence rolling off her was nearly tangible. Her face looked familiar. "Wait, that was my sister-in-law!" Her style was so different I'd barely recognized her. "Sis, I..." Before I could finish, the girl across from me whined. "Senior, she camped me!" My sister-in-law paused, glanced at her. "You lost?" "Yeah." "Then it's fine. But Senior, you..." I looked at her with awe. Honestly, my brother didn't deserve her. I was about to chat when she turned slightly and said over her shoulder, "Jason." "What?" "You can't handle your own team drama. She's not even officially in your squad and everyone's already talking." I instinctively looked in that direction and locked eyes with Jason. Who knew how long he'd been standing there? What was he even doing here? Oh no. He'd probably think I was fighting just to stay near him. I took a breath, turned to the girl, and said, "You can have the spot, but not because I can't beat you. Got it?" She nodded timidly. I closed my laptop, took a few steps toward Jason, and said hesitantly, "Senior Jason, she's on my friends list. I'll add her to your team later, okay? I never agreed to let you quit." I froze, mid-step. He pressed his lips together. "I've been carrying you all this time, and now you're switching sides? Fine, then I'll play solo." With that, cool as ever, I grabbed my laptop and left. Julia caught up with me. "Belle, you're really quitting?" I nodded. I'd only joined for Jason, and now that things were like this, there was no point staying. Julia slung an arm over my shoulder, grinning. "All right, enough of that. It's my birthday today. Let's go have fun." By 8 that night, a few of us stumbled out of KTV, tipsy and giggling. We weren't far from campus. "Belle, you can't handle liquor at all. You're worse than Kristin." "Really? Hey, Belle, your hubby." "My what? More like my mother." I snorted and glanced up carelessly, only to spot someone under the streetlight. Jason. His wavy hair cast a soft shadow on the ground. He was facing away, idly kicking a pebble, looking like he was waiting for someone. Definitely not me. I tugged my friends along. "Come on, move." But as we passed him, they suddenly let go and shoved me forward. I crashed straight into Jason's chest. His clean, warm scent filled my nose. My friends glanced back, smirking and mouthing, "You're welcome." Mortified, I scrambled off him, trying to look sober. "Sorry, didn't mean to. You can keep waiting." "Isabel," Jason said, "I'm waiting for you." But my head was spinning, and I plopped right down on the pavement, pointing at myself. "Me?" His gaze deepened as he crouched to meet my eyes. "Can't walk. I just wanted to rest." So I nodded. "I'll carry you." "No." I refused instinctively. But then he said, "Would you rather I carry you in my arms?" That didn't sound great either. After a second's thought, I went with the first option. Jason turned around, and I drowsily climbed onto his back. The summer breeze was cool, lulling me even sleepier. Just as my eyes were about to close, his voice came softly by my ear. "You knew all along, didn't you?" "Knew what?" "That I'm heartless big lizard." I leaned against him, murmuring honestly. "Yeah. Tony's your brother, that's why you patted my head?" "Yeah. And the girl who used to talk to me on mic, that was you?" "Yeah." "If the night I confessed it had been you who heard me, would you have said yes?" I hadn't expected that question. My mouth opened, but no words came. I'd never thought about it before, but if I had to answer, probably not. Jason didn't ask why. He just kept walking, slow and quiet. After a long while, I heard him again. "What about now? Would you say yes, now?" My eyelids were heavy as lead, my brain barely working, though the churning in my stomach kept me from dozing off. I patted his shoulder. "You're jostling me. I'm gonna puke. Put me down." Jason obeyed, setting me down gently. One hand braced on the wall. I pressed the other to my chest, about to walk off when a familiar voice rang out. "Cindy! Listen to me!" I looked up to see my brother trailing behind my sister-in-law, still talking her ear off. My mind cleared instantly. One thought, I'm doomed. As they neared, I yanked Jason closer and ducked into his chest. My brother's coming. "Let me hide." A low chuckle rumbled above me, and Jason leaned one arm against the wall, turning his back toward them. He boxed me in between the wall and his chest, eyes lowered to mine. As the two passed by, I held my breath, If my brother saw me drunk, I was dead. Be my girlfriend, Jason murmured. If you don't answer, I'll take that as a yes. I stared at him, speechless. Say something? In this situation, not a chance. He started counting softly. 3, 2. He never said 1. Instead, he tilted my chin up and pressed his lips to mine, kissing me firmly. Only after a moment did he pull back. I tried to push him away, but he whispered, dead serious. Shh, your brother's still nearby. Those words froze me in place. I didn't dare move, even though my brother's voice had long disappeared. The more I thought about it, the stranger it seemed. He hadn't even turned around. How did he know my brother hadn't left yet? Gathering my courage, I peeked out. The area was completely empty. You? I muttered. Didn't notice. Jason said calmly, straightening up. Besides, you already agreed to be my girlfriend. So much for, I'll never like you in this lifetime. I didn't bother responding, just rubbed my aching head. Move! I'm going back! I'll help you. He grabbed my hand and set it on his shoulder, practically lifting me off the ground. Well, he was tall enough to do that. Jason frowned and clicked his tongue. After just a few steps, he bent down and scooped me up into his arms, muttering, so light. No wonder you're always 0 over 20 with 0 assists. I can't even carry a gun. How are you supposed to shoot? Was this a new way to call someone bad at games? I barely remembered what happened after that, how I got back to the dorm. No clue. Julia must have noticed me spacing out because she leaned over, giggling. Yesterday, Jason carried you downstairs. Then we dragged you up here. Something going on between you two? There's nothing. Nothing's fine too. I ignored her, opened my laptop, and logged into the game. I still needed to add that girl to the team. After sending the invite, I quit the squad. Once that was done, I queued for a casual match. While waiting, I scrolled through the friend feed. I saw a heartless big lizard had posted at 2 a.m. As a boyfriend, what should I do when my girlfriend gets drunk? The comments were wild, some shocked, some offering advice. Girlfriend? Before I could process that, my phone rang. It was Middle Platform Gold Farmer. The second I answered, a shout exploded through the speaker. Isabel, who gave you permission to drink? I'm downstairs. Get your butt down here now. Stunned for a second, I rushed down in a panic. My brother was waiting, face like thunder. So you've grown up now, huh? If I hadn't called last night and your drunk roommate hadn't picked up. I'm an adult. What's wrong with a few drinks? I cut him off, defiant, though my heart raced with guilt. Must have been that sibling dominance thing. Hey, bro. My brother froze mid-scold when someone called him from the side. We both turned. Jason was standing there politely, glancing between us. My brother frowned. I'm lecturing my sister, man. Don't make it weird. Jason smiled faintly, then looked at me. You haven't told your brother about us yet? Then he handed me a cup of porridge. I dumbly accepted it. Us? He said our brother. What us? What us? My brother and I blurted out at the same time. Oh, we got together yesterday, Jason said with a straight face, then added. Belle confessed. My brother's pupils dilated. Isabel, you. Tony. A crisp female voice rang out. My brother vanished in an instant. Following the sound, I saw my sister-in-law approaching. My brother trailed after her like a puppy. Cindy, tired, thirsty, I was speechless. But wait, I confessed, knowing myself, after being rejected so harshly, I wouldn't have had the guts to do it again. Plus, Jason had told me clearly he didn't like me. I frowned. Didn't you say you'd never like me? Jason raised an eyebrow. That was before I knew you were. I felt a little embarrassed then. I'd known the truth for a while, but hadn't told him. Then what did you mean by the other man? That day on the court, I saw Tony pat your head. I thought you two had that kind of relationship. What kind of relationship? The one we have now. Who asked you that? I was still a bit mad he'd rejected me so coldly, but one look at that ridiculously handsome face, and half my anger evaporated. Don't forget to approve her team invite. Jason continued. You actually quit the team? Yeah. I had to stand by my word, after all. Jason studied my face, smiling slightly. Good. I had no idea what exactly was good about it, probably that I quit. Because that night, when I logged in again, 4 team invites popped up at once, from Jason, Carlos, and their 2 doormates. What on earth? I sent Jason a private message. What's going on? He replied, I did what you said. Approved her invite. But we didn't want to stay, so we quit. Please take us in. I couldn't hold back a laugh. On the day of the tournament, we found out Jessica had joined a powerhouse team out of spite. But we weren't pushovers either. We fought our way to the finals, just us and them left. In the crowd, I heard people chatting. She never comes to class. Why's she here now? To watch Jason, obviously. I followed their gaze to the big screen. Jason's face filled it, framed by his black hoodie and headset. His eyes were fixed on the monitor, focused and calm. In that moment, the heartless big lizard from the game and the real Jason merged into one. It felt unreal, like a dream. Then Jessica's voice came through the mic. Thanks for kicking me out. Otherwise, I'd never have joined such a strong team. Wow. Full villain arc. I typed coldly. Don't get too heated. You, she snapped. Let's start. The finals began. I had to admit they were good. Several times, we were forced to turtle up and defend base. But we always found openings to even the score. Maybe because they knew our tactics too well. In the final round, they all rushed from one direction together only to find the area empty. We'd already sneaked to their side. We planted the bomb, guarded the entrance. Everything seamless. The big screen showed both teams clashing. But their firepower was brutal. After so many beatdowns, I was numb. I hid in a corner. And soon, it was just me left. 3 enemies remained. 1v3? No need to watch. Jason's team's done. Yeah, and she still has to defend the bomb. That girl doesn't even look good at it. They weren't wrong, my skills weren't top tier. The opponents probably thought the same. But I knew how to camp. I crouched in a corner, just like Jason had taught me. When all 3 enemies entered, I raised my gun and fired non-stop. They didn't even have time to react before they all went down. Triple kill. Silence. Then the crowd erupted into cheers. We'd won. Relief washed over me. When I turned, my eyes met Jason's. My heart pounded like crazy. Maybe from the match. Maybe from seeing him. And in that instant, I just wanted to kiss him. So I did. I waved him over. I've got something to tell you. The noise was deafening, so he leaned down. Yeah? I cupped his face and kissed his cheek. When I looked up again, his ears were burning red. From the stands, one voice cut through the chaos. Isabel, are you out of your mind? My neck stiffened. Oh no, my brother. During the New Year break, I'd been duo queuing with Jason in my room when my brother suddenly barged in, dropping a plate of fruit beside me. Eat some. Okay. I didn't even look up, too focused on the game. Just as he was leaving, he paused, turned back, and peered at my screen. Want me to carry you? No need. Someone else has got me. He leaned closer, scanning my teammate, list and stats. His brow furrowed. Whoever hits me is a dog. It's awkward saying people's IDs out loud. I muttered as I tossed a grenade. His gaze drifted lower. Heartless big lizard! The grenade bounced off a wall right back at me and blew me up. Through my headset, Jason's voice came. Babe's gone? Fine. I'll die with you. A second later, the kill feed showed. Heartless big lizard killed by own grenade. My brother and I locked eyes. The silence thick. Don't tell me. The guy who confessed to me in game that night was Jason. I stiffly nodded. 10 minutes later, my brother was on the phone with my sister-in-law, dramatically wailing his heartbreak to the heavens.